In this video, we'll review terms and introduce some characteristics of polynomials. The general form of a polynomial is given by the following. And the leading term of a polynomial is the term that contains the x with the highest power. And the power of the x in the leading term is the degree of the polynomial. An interesting fact about polynomials is that they can always be completely factored, where in this factored form, these x minus xi's are what we call factors, and factors determine the zeros of our polynomial, and the powers p1 to pk determine the number of times our zeros appear. And the number of times a zero appears is what we call the multiplicity of a zero. A fact that links the general form of a polynomial to the factored form of a polynomial is that the degree of our polynomial f of x is going to be equal to the sum of the multiplicities. To completely factor our polynomial, our factors may contain complex numbers. This means that the zeros of our polynomial may be complex. A nice property about the graphs of polynomials is that they contain no holes or jumps, meaning that you can draw the graphs of a polynomial without ever lifting your pencil from the paper. We call this type of characteristic continuous, so polynomials are continuous functions. An example of a function that is not continuous would be a piecewise function. Another great property about the graphs of a polynomial function is that they contain no sharp corners. Graphs that contain no sharp corners are called smooth functions, and polynomials are smooth functions. An example of a function that is not smooth is the absolute value function, which, funny enough, is also a piecewise function.